Thanks for tuning in to my brand new Minecraft series. After a long hiatus, I'm ready to jump into more blocky action with 101 new ideas. Thanks for rocking with me all year long and enjoy the series. So you may notice that right out the get-go, right from the very beginning here, I look a little bit crispier. I actually am using a brand new camera right now, the Canon SL3, as a camera to record these videos on because I wanted to do the upgrade. So the upgrade has happened. It's the first time I'm doing this sort of Minecraft thing on video with the new fancy camera, so hopefully you enjoy the little boost in quality there. So otherwise, it's still the same Minecraft as before. Now, I've thought about what I wanted to do, and I'm going to do the thing. So my name is Brian Saviano, aka BricksOBrian. I edited the underside of here a little bit to make it a bit more, you know, clean. And what I did also was clean up a lot of the snow, not over here obviously, but I cleaned it up over by the sanctuary area, and I actually unintentionally made this solve my problem a little bit. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the source blocks for the water down here are covered up technically by the snow because of the very top right there. So now, as long as there is something covering the block for snow, it will not freeze over. So anything that's directly beneath the dirt right there, it's not going to freeze. So I changed up how, you know, this was a little bit deeper before. It was all kind of messed up, but I changed it to make it look more cohesive. Now, I placed more glowstone in here to try to get rid of a lot of this ice, but the glowstone just not have, it doesn't have a lot of glow to it after all. So I have to figure out what exactly I'm going to do there. Maybe I'll add some lily pads in here, make it a bit more eventful, but that's what I have for right now. And I obviously cleaned everything else around here, so that way you can actually see what you're doing. And when I was removing snow, it was actually to the point where some of the blocks were almost an entire block high, so the snow was stacking up enough over time that it was a full block worth of snow. That's how much it snowed, and that's how much I hadn't done anything about it. So, luckily, that's done now. I'm going to move this. I gotta adjust everything. I gotta make everything look good, you know? So this is how it is for right now, but we're not concerned with that right now. We're heading back over toward this way, and I'm going to edit this area and make it look all cool in terms of a dock. That's the next thing we're going to do in this episode of Minecraft. I'm going to deck this out over here. Now, something that people do pretty often is make various creations in Minecraft, like redstone and whatnot, and I had an idea that I didn't intentionally, or rather initially have for an idea. And I'm going to try to do this, like I always say, in creative mode, at least to start, and we'll see how far we can get with it before I give up. But I'll show you what I want to do here in a second. So we'll go with this and plant this right here. I'm going to start digging up a lot of the sand right here. So I'll go back to my other idea in a second, but for right now, what I want to do is get rid of some of the sand here and make this a more, less abrupt of a transition from this dock to the sand. So I'm going to clear a lot of this sand out over here. And obviously the shovel works absolute wonders. So I'm going to combine a lot of the sand that's over here and make that into a whole big thing. You'll see what I mean in just a second here. There's going to be a lot of sandstone actually placed down here. So now, harvesting sand just got a whole lot easier, as well as harvesting any snow blocks eventually, but not right now at least. So I'll start with this for right now. I believe I need to... No, I can just do the sandstone right there. All right, cool. So I'm going to go over here and place down the sandstone, and I'm going to make sandstone slabs. That's what I want to do. So we're going to go a little bit further back here. Now, this is not going to be a beach area. This is going to be exclusively like a dock. And I could raise the height of the dock even more, but I feel like it's pretty high off the ground as it stands right now. So I'll show you what exactly I want to do here in just a second. I'm going to make this all look pretty even here. And because this shovel is so sensitive, it really doesn't take a lot of energy to break off a lot of the sand lurking around here. So here we go. There's all that. And we're going to do this. There we go. It's like one little click, and that's all it takes. All right, so there we go. That looks a bit better overall. So the sandstone is going to basically be like stairs leading down to the dock right here. I know it doesn't really match all that well in terms of the sand to the sandstone, placement. The colors are very off, but I don't know what else to do to make it look better. And not only that, it's meant to invoke this same feeling over here with the slabs and whatnot. Was that something I did on camera? No, I don't think I did. Well, there you go. I made more cobblestone stairs and did that whole thing that way too. I had the urge just now right there to go to Wegmans. I don't know why. I really wanted to go. I really enjoy Wegmans. Wegmans is a place where you can just sit there, relax, and watch some HGTV and eat a sub, which is actually, that's what I wanted to do right in that moment right there. It's very weird how recording a video at 10 o'clock at night will do that to you, but whatever. All right, so the dock is over here. This is not quite how I want it, actually. I want it to go a little bit further back. I want to have a even means to get over to the dock. You'll see what I mean right here. So the idea that I was talking about before I rudely interrupted myself with my train of thoughts that are like a cockroach kind of, is some people make crazy contraptions out of redstone. I'm not typically like that, but something I have never done before, which is a very popular thing that people seem to do in Minecraft, is make a roller coaster. And you know me, as much as I love to tell you all about the history of like the Boston area, because obviously I'm from here, have a lot of pride for my city, of course. So fun fact for you as I build this, because I obviously talk about Gloucester a lot as a place that I go. There is a location called Revere Beach that is a very polluted, it's not like a crazy good beach or anything like that. It's not, you don't write home about it. You don't write home about it is what I meant to say more clearly there. But yeah, it's not anything, amazing, at least not anymore. And that's kind of the whole point. Way back in the day, and I mean really in the day, I'm not just saying that to be funny. Years ago, there was actually a situation. I wanted to make sure I had the torches on me to light my way here. There was a situation where on Revere Beach, they had all sorts of amusement park attractions all along the beach, where that would be like the main hangout for people to go to on the weekends, was to go down to Revere Beach and ride on the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl and all that. Basically a little mini amusement park sort of a deal. But that, unfortunately, doesn't happen anymore because that has since been torn down. That's not actually a thing that people can go to anymore, but it's a very cool idea, and that's something that I had as an idea here, and I wanted to potentially convey that in this setting over here. So over toward this way, I'm going to pop in a creative mode from this point on, just to use the oak wood. You get the idea. I would have gotten more oak wood and replaced it and whatnot. I'm actually going to swap out the birch wood for the oak wood over here, but I'm going to mark off exactly how wide this is going to be right over here. So I had an idea, if I at some point eventually decided to do something similar to that, have a winter carnival. I'm looking at the wrong camera, the old camera. I wanted to make a winter carnival of sorts, and if I made a roller coaster, a redstone roller coaster, if I made that boat track, the super fast track over here, that might be pretty cool. It's a big open area here, and I know if Walt Disney were here, he'd want to take advantage of all that open land and open up a new Star Wars area or something like that. So that's probably what's going to happen eventually, because I think that'd be a pretty killer idea to try to, replicate that. And also, when I went to Los Angeles in 2017, I went out to E3, which is a massive video game convention, which is almost not going to be happening eventually just because of the way video games change and whatnot. But I went to Santa Monica Pier, where they have, obviously, a pier and all sorts of attractions on there, just like Revere Beach did. But now Santa Monica Pier is actually still functional. So that's the whole idea that I'd have. I thought about making a whole pier, but that would be a lot of effort there. So what I'm going to do is use oak fences to go into here, and the water will surround the oak fence here. So it's not like there's little air pockets surrounding it. it's actually still going to work. And I am going to keep it at just the 1 for right now. There's the fish. There's the squid. Cool. I'm going to keep it to this 1 for now. I could make it like 4 wide here. I don't know how that would look. Let me take a look here. That might actually look a bit better because it's more like a pillar that's like located underneath here instead of it being like a, you know, one very small like plank going into the water. Yeah, that kind of works a little bit better. Let me make sure there's enough room between here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. So that's the idea that I had, and I had that idea only a little while ago. I realized I was making a pier over here. I'm like, you know what? I should just make this be a thing over here, right? That would be a pretty nifty idea, and that's probably what I'm going to do. So I got to figure out... Now, the whole contraption for the redstone, that's going to be kind of tough to pull off. I am not familiar with redstone at all. I've thought about, like, you know, trying to program it in creative mode in a separate world and try to use what I've learned there to do that over here, but I don't know if that would work, you know. But I'm definitely going to need to use a ton of iron to make a ton of rails and try to find the area we did before with the mine shaft and all that. I keep looking at this camera. It's this camera over here. I got to take this one down. That's not the fancy camera. That's the fancy camera. So that'll be a thing that happens. In terms of up here, so there's obviously railings all around here, right? There's all railings going this way, but obviously we're not going to dive off the pier. Now, what's going to happen eventually, too, there's going to be a boat. There's going to be a big old boat, and I feel like that's going to be parked right over here. So I feel like this should even go out a bit further. If I had to take a guess, I would say this would go out to here, because you want to be able to park a pirate ship over here, because that's something I'm going to build eventually as well. I think the width of this is fine. I think just going with the length a little bit more might do the trick. And obviously, our work over here is not wasted because, you know, you obviously have to have some points going down into the water that would make sense, not just in the very beginning and end, because just like a bridge, that just might fall apart. So we'll probably put... You know, I'm going to do that real quick because I'm just repeating the process. I'm going to put another pair of those legs right here and at the very end over there. So this is what it looks like from underneath the water here. It looks just about what you imagine. You know, what typically happens a lot of the time, too, my eyes are so dry. Whoa. Why did that happen? I gotta stay moisturized? No, I mean, I have to, but I'm gonna turn down the heater that's underneath my desk here. Make sure yeah, it's all the heat in here. All right, so what happens sometimes is instead of this being a thing, there's these going all the way down, and these actually are the pillars, and instead, in between there, to prevent, I guess, debris or I don't know why it's exactly this way, but I'm trying to think of like the Santa Monica Pier. There's sometimes like this mesh that's in between the pier, and it kind of looks like this. I'm not going to go for that, though. It's usually, yeah, it looks kind of like that. But I think that the fences over here invoke the roundness of the columns a little bit better. So I'm going to leave that just like that. And I don't know. I feel like I should have some sort of, you know, railing system all throughout here just to have that. And now the thing we're going to add as well, because we're going to be fishing off of here. And yeah, we can still fish. It's no problem. We don't need to necessarily have it be totally open. So if we're going to make this be like an actual pier, I guess that makes the most sense, right? And I want to have this, I'm going to have a little gate right here. I just decided that right there. Kind of in the same sense of Santa Monica Pier, right? So it's not based off of anything I know in real life, but, you know, that's it's totally fine. So we're going to pop these torches all throughout here, keep the natural lighting for now. I'll make sure I get the actual torch layout, you know, when it turns to nighttime. That way the light is evenly distributed right over there. So what I could do also is make like a banner over here or something on top. But, I mean, banners I haven't worked with before, and colored wool, I'm just not going to bother right now. We'll just pop these right over here. That should be fine. So now, for another area, I'm going to put a dock kinda over here. I feel like this still isn't far out enough, but what I can probably do is eliminate some of this, you know, the frozen water here. That should help. No, it's not. Okay, cool. Well, whatever boat we make is going to have to be this wide anyway, so it can't be any wider than that. So the not the dock, but I mean, this is a dock. The plank that's going to go down here. We're gonna make an imaginary plank, and obviously typing in plank, nothing's going to happen. So we'll go with the oak wood slab right here, which again, all this stuff we do actually have. It's just a matter of, you know, getting it over time, which obviously I want to save as much time as I can with this sort of stuff. So if I created a plank, it kind of goes out only a little bit here. Goes out to about there, I would say. You know, it's a very, very small boarding system to get onto the actual boat. Maybe like one more, maybe, but that's like about it. You know, it's not like a very deep or, you know, small, it's not a very big incline here. So I should even get rid of this. We'll only do one more here. That might just do it. I feel like that's too much. Let's just go one more here. We'll go down. I feel like that's good. It really is not a lot. It's basically something you put, like, you know, when I'm looking at this camera again. When the cruise ship pulls into the port and you put the staircase to let all the people off, yeah, that's basically what this is. So it obviously leads to nothing right now. It will not be that way forever, of course. But that is the dock area right here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to leave quite yet because the dock is relatively simple as it is. A lot of it I did off camera. So I don't know what else I'd want to make for a structure over here. There isn't necessarily anything that comes to mind. You know, I'm trying to think of like what's around Gloucester that could be cool to add, but there isn't really anything by the ocean other than just general buildings. And that is a whole entire different architectural style than anything else I'm trying to do around here. So I don't know how practical or doable that would be. I could just make a small little fishing house right over here. So I guess I'll remove a little bit of this here. And that way, you know, you can still get up toward this way, but actually, no. We're going to eliminate a few of these here. Yeah, that's about what I'm looking at here. So I'll make this out of oak as well, just because I have a ton of spruce and whatnot everywhere else. So I'll repair this to make it look like it's all natural. Bada boom. All right, so now we're going to go with the oak, and it's going to be just like what I was doing before. We'll get the stripped oak wood here, and I'm not going to replace any of the resources I have right now, so let's grab these and move them up here. That way I don't accidentally mess up. So kind of invoking what we did over here and over here in a way. So this is going to be a very small house. A very, very small house. Let's go, what if we mix it up a little bit? How does that look? Good, I guess? Yeah, sure. This is going to be a taller house. That is what I'm deciding in this moment right here. So I'm going to make this a little bit taller. Now, the houses that are on the coast in Gloucester are all very faded because they are, you know, against the ocean current a lot of the time. Not the ocean current, but rather the ocean air a lot of the time. So it's going to be tough to withstand all of that over the course of however long you're living there for. So we'll go with this here, and that'll be the cap right there. Man, I'm kind of hungry right now. I had way too much Domino's last night, dude. All right, I'll confess to all you. I had an entire medium pizza, which isn't really that bad, but it's still bad. And then I had half of a cheese pizza today because Matt was over, and he was like, oh, if you get, the whole group of us, he's like, oh, if you get a spare cheese pizza, it'll get eaten. It didn't get eaten. So I had the leftovers of that because I was always taught, you know, never waste food or anything like that. So not that I necessarily feel I need to uphold that, but, you know, I try not to waste food as much as I can, you know. So that's what I had for dinner last night, lunch of this afternoon. Very not proud of myself. I gotta obviously hit the gym, and I will. Okay. I probably will tomorrow. You know, it's always tough, man. It's always tough. All right, so the house is going to be a little bit, Now, it's obviously not going to be a part of the mountain here. That's not what I'm saying, right? Totally not what's going to happen. But we're going to go over toward this way. There's going to be a deck outside here. I'm going to try to make this a little, updated. We'll see what I can actually convey here. So we'll go with all this. I'm going to just basically make it a cube type house, blocky, no windows, no nothing, just for now. Just so I can cover my tracks and figure out how exactly I want to go about doing this. Because although the ocean, in a way, is the enemy, there's still a beauty to it, and there's still going to be people who love it for what it is and want to sit outside and observe the ocean as it is over there. So I'll keep this at this height here. We'll go one more, okay? So this is technically the floor level right here. So when you're standing inside, it is technically 4 high inside. So that's a pretty good ratio there. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll go with this. And then because these two are separating the 2 floors, I'll have that be a thing. Boom. And we'll head back over here. 1, 2, 3. Just pretend I'm Bob Ross painting those pretty little trees, just explaining what I'm doing, It's kind of the idea that I want to invoke. Actually, these are going to be not here because this is a outside deck. So I'm going to clear out this area right here and make this boxed off. So give me a half second. Not that camera. This camera. Give me a half second. All right, so I boxed everything off right here. This looks kind of wonky right here, but whatever. So I'm going to deck this out with some fences right here because this is what it's going to be. For the outside, it's going to be a deck area. Now, something that some houses do, I've seen a couple of them in my area around here, is that instead of having like a massive wall with a few small windows, it's a big window wall thing, and it kind of doesn't make sense for the sake of, living where I do, but it's a thing people do. So I'm going to try to replicate that kind of right here. Now, how would I... it's going to be tough in Minecraft because what you need to do is basically have a set of blocks around the door, and this is a small area as it is. So if we'll go with a birch door just to differentiate it. So kind of what I would want to do is, let's say this was the entryway over here, right? There'd be glass all throughout. Not even right there. This might be too small. Yeah, it's too small of a project. All right, well, I'll carry that idea out somewhere else. But I'm basically going to have a massive window right here. And that just might be it. Unfortunately, it's not quite as tall as I would have wanted it to be. And you can't really put windows over here. So the front entrance is obviously going to be right here. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it a front deck sort of a thing, because that is definitely a thing that people do around by me. I've done that in Minecraft series previously, but I'll do that right now as well. So let's do this. There's going to be that right there. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to go out like this. Okay? So then that's going to be the whole roof area right over here. Now, I want to try to do something different every time I do a house. So I feel like this is a good little stepping stone here. I'm going to get rid of the blocks that are right in here, just so it's a bit more open. You don't bop your head. Okay, I feel like that's a bit too congested right there, and it definitely does not come out toward this way enough, so we'll go one more. Okay, and then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. So you get what you're picking up what I'm putting down? You know what I'm saying? There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, so we'll get rid of all of that. And that in here. See? It's looking pretty sweet right now. And that's going to do it. Okay, cool. So there we have our front entryway right here. It's a bit much. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do some stairs. Stairs should be able to make it a bit more open down here. Okay. We'll move that. There we go. That kind of looks a bit more open, right? Yeah, kind of. All right. Well, I'm going to roll with it for now. Even the Skelebro wants to get inside of here. Actually, did I kind of mess up? This should be one higher. The door should be a level higher. Is this going to be pulled off the way I wanted it to? Probably not. We'll just go... If I built it on, like, one block higher, I could pull it off, but right now I just can't pull it off. So I'll execute on that idea at a different time. So right above here is still the second... Well, actually, it's not. JK, LOL. Over here is... That's not... where is the next floor? It's right above here, right? Oh, I didn't actually close it off. Oops. Okay. So let's make some windows. Only 2 windows could go right here. So that's kind of... It's kind of weird looking, but, you know, the real concept that we're going to do here is making a more unique roof, because some people, actually a lot of people, really like making very unique roofs, and it's not something that I've done very frequently in Minecraft in general. So I'm going to go with the 2 high windows over here. Now, the technique that we're going to be using is a bit... not unorthodox, but it's going to be not quite so easy to pull off. So I'm going to try to explain it as best I can and hopefully give you the knowledge and power necessary to make it for yourself if you want to. Okay? So having these windows be too high right here, you know, you can see out of it quite a bit, and you have plenty of headroom up here. There's plenty of natural light to have in here as well. Not that any of that really matters, but again, you get the idea. There's a raid. We're not going to participate in that one. So if I want the roof, let's say I want the roof to come out toward 2 this way. No, we're just going to have 1. Let's say we have this right over here, okay? I'm going to do a base right here. And basically what I want to do is have all of these logs facing this way, but then also they're going to face over toward this way as well. So it's kind of a meet in the middle situation of placing wood blocks all throughout here and finding this very... fine middle ground. You'll see what I mean in just a second here, because this isn't a very massive roof, but it's just enough that it's gonna look cool and hopefully not be too much of a pain in the butt. So this is not anything permanent right here at all, and this is where the level is gonna get spicy over toward here. So all these blocks right here are temporary. I'm gonna place all these wood blocks right over here, and what I'm gonna do afterward actually is a technique I literally just thought of 30 seconds ago, or actually 10 seconds ago, is use the X on the stripped wood over here, or rather create stripped wood. That way I can show that wear and tear on the roof. So see what I'm getting at here? Maybe. Okay. Now is where it gets spicy. So basically, yeah, these two are going to meet in the middle right here. So you get this unique sort of pattern on this side here. Now, I could attempt to fill this in. I'm going to, because I am committed to my craft, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep on doing this. And we'll go over here, fill that all in. So, you know, houses don't have a roof like this. That's not how any of this works, right? So we're going to plop that there. Nope. Plop that right there. Yeah, okay. We'll do this. And then I guess that would be the most fitting, I suppose. I don't know. Does that make sense? Kinda. A little bit. It's definitely meant to be a corner unit. This looks kind of weird. It's definitely, this is a weird looking house. But I kind of like the funk. I like the funkiness of it. It's meant to be a corner unit, and it's definitely gone a lot farther than I think any of us watching had anticipated. So we're just going to roll with it, as I always do. I'll make a nice attic situation here, because a lot of them in the houses of my area do not have basements because, at least on the coast, because of flooding, potential flooding. So there aren't either there aren't basements in general, or there are attics and some small basement for utility purposes, but nothing too intense regardless. So these we're going to remove. And also, these blocks right here, all the guts on the inside we can remove as well, because that way you get this really nice wood feeling, rather wood texture inside of here. So we're going to leave all of that just like that. That we're going to repair to look like that. This one we can leave, because otherwise you having that one gap right there, it kind of looks a little weird. So we'll leave that just as it is. There we go. And there we go. Look at that. It looks like a pretty cool inside, right? Adjust that. Boom. That looks pretty good from the inside, at least. All right, so we'll continue over this way. You want to have all your roofs look formative right here. You want to make sure everything looks like it belongs there, you know? Nice patterns when you can, you know? Try to make it look all fancy whenever possible. So there we go. And we can afford to do one more right here. And then bam, boom. So now we have that nice pattern going along the top there all the way down toward this way. Actually, that's what should go right here. So we'll do that. Boom. The placement of the logs is key. It's essential, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have that pattern going all the way through. It looks very tranquil. Very, very nice indeed. So although it's an awkward corner unit, it's still got its own charm to it here. So you have that same idea going all throughout here. You have the front entrance here. Now, the main part is right up here. Now, this is where I'm going to actually make stairs kind of for the first time ever. I don't usually do stairs. You know, ladders are definitely more efficient, but stairs are more practical for, you know, existing. So the stairs are going to have to go over here, and you kind of have to work from your means, like from the bottom up, just because of the way stairs are, you know. I mean, if you're a good architect, you don't do that. But, like, if you're like me, then, yeah, that's how you do it. Because you don't want to just walk up the stairs and then, boom, you're smacked with a wall. You want to have some space in between there. So now you kind of get the idea behind what I was doing with the snowman. It's the same idea, same sorts of concepts, ideas that I've been doing before. Place a birch door right there. And the thing I wanted to experiment with this time around, too, is a barrel. So if we get some barrels, which we have crafted before, this is going to be like a fisherman's house. There's going to be all sorts of barrels out on the outside here, you know, full of fish and full of, you know, whatever. I don't really know. We're going to place a couple over toward here. And I wish you could place, like, fishing rods in the barrel. That would have been cool, but I don't think that's actually going to be a thing we can do. I'll place one right over here. Rather right there. There we go. So this is like a utility house right here. So what I'm going to do real quick, just because I don't want to take up too much time again, for you at least, and for me, I'm going to replace the floor with all oak. Or I'll go with something else. We'll keep it spicy. Let's go with the birch for the wood. Yeah, that'll look good. I can't tell if I like that zigzag pattern or not, so I'm just going to leave it for now. You know, it looks kind of cool, kind of weird. I don't know. I'll leave it. So now you just add the stuff on the inside and we'll be good. I feel like a nice contemporary brown bed will be just fine, even though I don't really describe anything as contemporary in my everyday vocabulary, but that's beside the point. We'll get the essentials in here. You know, I was going to go with a storage attic, but I feel like having it just be open right there makes it a little bit more roomy. And this isn't really conveying what I wanted it to initially with the whole... it's going to be we'll just keep it single. Because I do want to add two eventually, but it's going to be offset. It's going to be kind of weird. But I think it's a lot more unique having it be all open right here. So we'll leave this just as it is. But what we will do, because I just got the idea for it, all these great ideas just popping into my head. All right? We'll go with a dark oak fence. Chandelier hanging from the top of there. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting fancy. This is the where the top 1/10 of 1% spend their vacations all throughout here, right? So, I mean, Gloucester does have a lot of fancy mansions and whatnot. So we'll have this hanging from here. It's pretty cool looking chandelier, I would say. Obviously, want to have your furnace and crafting table, utilities, all that down here. And obviously deck out the house as much as you want to, doing whatever. Crafting tables and whatnot. I'm going to put the chests right over here, because why not? Now, also, since this is the top 1/10 of 1%, they do have knowledge, because smart people read. So they earn their money somehow. So we're going to put some bookshelves all throughout here, right? Let's see if I want to... Do I want to put them down here? You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do a Harry Potter style thing right here. We're going to put the bookshelves right underneath here. It's going to be a little reading nook. You know, a little utility underneath the stairs there. That works out just fine. Let me take a look through the blocks here just to make sure there's anything else I can add that is within what we have. So I'm not going to add, glazed terracotta in here because we don't have the glazed terracotta. So I don't see anything right here that I think is really necessary. Good to know that the coral blocks are actually there too in case you want to make a man-made coral reef exclusively in creative mode. But, yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I want to add otherwise. Maybe a... no, we don't need a cartography table. Nah, you know what? We'll add some of those there. What are they called? Chairs and whatnot. Even though they, again, have no purpose, but it's still a thing that you can do. So I'm going to grab some of these stairs down here. And so you make this by doing the following. Now, where do I want it to be? It could be like right here. Let's do this, right? Leave a little bit of... That's not what I wanted to do. Leave a little bit of room right here, right? You have a chair kind of right over here. I wonder if I could possibly... Nah, that's not going to work. I wonder if I could have like a TV or something, in like this area. Again, I don't know why I keep doing that. Like, no, you know what? These are smart people. They discuss things while facing the books, right? I feel like that's fine. I didn't mean to do that. But, I mean, this is a relatively decent interior here. This is mostly an exterior sort of project here. So we have the bed up top here. The floor I'm not crazy in love with, but whatever. The chest is there. Pretty basic bare bones stuff going on there. But the outside is pretty killer, I would say. What I could do is change up this, make this a bit more natural so that it takes up more space over here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing after the fact when I am not recording and I just get kind of bored and I figure out, all right, well, what am I going to do next? What's the next step? What do we got going on over here? Yeah, not quite what I wanted, but it's still cool regardless. So that's how you make like a fisherman's house, a utility house for the top 1/10 of 1%. I don't know. I'm just rolling with it, all right? So we made the dock. We made a house over here. It's pretty cool. I will see you again next time for more Minecraft in the near future. We're probably going to do a pirate ship or something else soon. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoy your day regardless, and I'll talk to you lovely people soon. Peace out. Bye.